Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, I know I haven't made a video in almost a year now, but been really busy, and so anyways, I'm coming here to you from my leatherworking shop, and I figure I'd give you guys a little tour of my little area here, and it ain't nothing pretty. It does what I need it to do, and give you a little tour in this video here. They'll be making a video again later on of how to put together a wallet and a credit card wallet. I don't have a tripod, so let you just bear with me here. So let's get on the tour, shall we? Alright, first and foremost, start up here. This is my storage area for all my hardware and stuff. You know, I got my D's and all that, rivets and stuff, and buckles, block out. I'll explain that later. Mink oil, black dye, acrylic resin. That stuff is really good. Phoebeans make good products all the way around. You'll have to excuse me, I kind of have a cold. I use this contact cement mainly because I don't have the $45 to buy a gallon of barge right now. I can't justify it. You know, that's 32 ounces. And I got it for the price of about 8 ounces of barge, and it works really good. You just gotta make sure you use it right. This up here is my 4-way care and clean. This stuff here, made by Phoebeans. I'll break it down here. I love this stuff. Right here, Phoebeans 4-way care leather conditioner. It cleans, and it waterproofs, and it conditions. It's what I use on most everything for flat goods. Generic sponges. We got here, I got my saddle tan antique. I use this stuff. It's only like $1 or something. I use this to hold stuff together that I'm going to sew. Like if I make a purse or something, I hold it together with this. It's rather forgiving, and it's really cheaper than using that every single time. And dyes, of course. And then, in the rare occasion, but if in case I need something to hold really well, I'll use this. And it takes that much, because it really holds stuff together. And then on like my belts and stuff, I'll use this right here, the Snowproof. Really good stuff. I don't use this very often, but it's Phoebeans antique finish. This is a Cordovan, kind of a shade of red. It's not too bad, but I don't use it too often. I have switched over to tubular rivets, which are these things right here. These are 5/16 inch posts. I like them because they're one-piece construction. And here's the peener. Put this on the end, drive it, and it mushrooms the end. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's what it is. That pretty much does it over here. Then in here is my storage for my other stuff. I don't know how well this is going to light up. This is just mainly, this is smaller pieces and scraps. Same thing with this. These are my full rolls. Different upholstery and lining hides. I usually keep anything that is about the size of my hand or bigger. Well, I definitely keep anything bigger than my hand, but you never know when you might need it. You might be able to, might need to make a keep or something out of it. Alright, then down here I have, this is a Herman Oak shoulder, 5 ounce. This is some faux gator arn cow. Oh, excuse me, arn pig. And this here is some nubuck. And down here is a Herman Oak belly. No, this was what was left of a side of leather that I got that was really, really cheap. In fact, I'll even pull it up and explain to you why. This stuff here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but look, it's already, see, there's already been pre-finished. I have found through experience, even if I use deglazer, which it's up there somewhere, even when I use deglazer, it's next to impossible to get proper moisture retention in the leather. So I found out the hard way that just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's good. So I've switched over to using Herman Oak, which is what this is. This stuff here is a Cadillac of leather. Only thing that I could say that would even be close to this would be like a Wicked and Craig. However, there are some decent imports, but they're hard to find, simply because they are an import. Okay, moving onward and upward. Marble slab. 1.25 inches or 1.8 inches thick. Excellent, and you definitely need this for tooling. I try to get away with just using a table and a piece of wood if it doesn't work the greatest. Cutting mat, generic one from Walmart. Alright, and then we'll get up here. Oh, need a cutting surface. Also a punching surface. For a while I was using this piece of leather right here for my punching surface, and when I would thong and stuff for sewing. But as you can see, it gets wore out. I mean, it's just a scrap from, bottom of a hide, but it's no big deal. This, however, is just a regular old cutting board, and it works actually really good. I intentionally tried to ruin one of my punches on this by absolutely beating the holy heck out of it, and it didn't even ding the punch. So, and then we'll get to this stuff here later. You're gonna need it'd be nice to have a square. I use this for treeing up an edge, because sometimes it's easier just to put this against the edge of your table and run your blade across here than it is to try and make sure that that's perfect. If you're going to do names, definitely need one of these. They aren't that expensive. They pretty much pay for themselves after the first 2 times. Same thing with this. This is a 1/4 inch standard alphabet. This is a 1 inch, like a Western script. Strap cutter. I waited forever and ever to buy one of these things, and I regretted it. I'm so glad I bought this. I should have bought it a long time ago. Poly mallet. You can have a rawhide one too. Do not use steel. The only reason this is here is I use it for setting my rivets. Staple gun. I use this when I am wet molding. I will set it down on a piece of plywood and I will form with that. Circle maker. This one rotates. You can make any size circle within the realm of this. Wing divider. Excellent tool, multi-purpose tool. You can set your edges, set your stitch gap from the edge, describe circles, all kinds of cool and fun stuff. Relatively inexpensive. Clamps. These are a must, especially if you're going to sew. The way everything stays aligned. These are, once again, also very inexpensive. A straight edge. This is a 36 inch. Very nice when you first get your hide. If you want to start cutting straps from it, you need a straight edge first. Also, once again, very inexpensive. Smooth jawed pliers. I have found these actually rather hard to find. These, however, I got at Harbor Freight. jawed pliers, sewing awl. When I'm making anything that is not load bearing, such as a purse, a satchel, or if I'm doing repairs, I use this. The Nitelex thread is about as strong as it comes. Cover that in another video. It's not required, but it's not a bad idea to have a regular knife, such as this. This was a wet formed sheath that I made. In fact, it was the first one I ever made, and I think it turned out pretty good. Just sewed there, and the rest of this is just held with glue. I have tried to break this apart, and I can't. And that was just used with that generic contact cement. But as you can see, great retention. I don't know if you can see that or not. We'll try to make one of these in a later video. If you're working with light leathers, a rolling knife is a must. It will not bunch up your leather as you're cutting it, like if you were to cut it with, say, a straight knife. It has a tendency to catch and kind of bunch up a little bit. This, and you're done. Standard scissors. This, stitching groover. This is a different than some. This is where the pressure is held strictly on here, instead of whereas your guide is here and your cutter is here. This one is your guide is here and adjustable out, and then your cutter is here. This also comes with a creasing tool as well. Lacing fid. I use this to make my holes bigger for right now, because I haven't really been doing much lacing. Works out better than trying to use something that's not made for it. Scratch awl. I also use this for lining up holes as well. Works out really good. Edger. This is just a common number 3. I believe this is number 3. Yes, just number 3 beveler. This seems to work out pretty good for just about everything I have. I am going to be getting some more of these though, when I am doing purses and stuff, and I am going to be using this. I also use this. This sets the length of your stitches, and these are actually sharp enough so that no matter how soft your leather is, it will semi-punch a hole. Other than that, if I'm stitching or anything else, I use this. It's a thonging chisel, 3-prong. This is the 16th inch one. I know it seems cheesy, but you know what? It works. And I'm kind of a tight ass, so that's all I really need for that. Punches. Another case I made. This is for setting eyelets. We'll cover that later on. Vise. I use this for holding my stuff when I am sewing it. Once again, because I'm too cheap to buy an actual stitching pony, which I probably will. You're going to need various writing and plotting materials. This was a waste of money. I don't know why I ever bought this. Walmart special. If you're going to do belts, this is a must. You have to have one of these. Otherwise, it's not going to be right, especially if you're matching up an old belt. Once again, we'll get into that in another video. Alright, moving on. Coffee, definitely. A surface that you can work on that you don't care if it gets dirty. For me, I've got this piece of 1/8 inch plywood, or 1/4 inch plywood. It's got a pretty side on the other side. I use it for taking pictures sometimes. In here, just miscellaneous doodads. What do we got in here? Oh, P-groover for making your grooves, setting folds and whatnot. Bone folder and slicker. another pair of pliers. I made this, or I bought this. This is just an old chair leg. Or not an old one, it's a new one. I got it at a hardware store. But instead of buying a slicker, I went ahead and I just chucked this in my drill and sand these down a little bit. And it actually works out pretty good. So, once again, you know, I'm cheap, so straight knife. Definitely a must. This is a safety skyber. Well, we'll get into that some other time. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible, but as concise as possible. This is my snap and rivet all set. If you're going to do any kind of construction, this is what you're going to need. Has everything you need to set every single snap there is, and rivets. You can set domed rivets with this one. These are my other punches. This is my mini set. Maxi sets over here. My other thonging chisels. Daubers. Paint, which, you know, it's acrylic, and I don't remember why I bought all these, but I did. They've sat here since. Different brushes. More paints. Alright, and then as far as stamping tools go, this is my little bit that I have right now. Not too many. Pretty nice basic swivel knife. Gotta keep that in polished and keep the cover on it. We'll go through these in another video, but you're definitely going to want some stamping tools if you're going to want to do any kind of effect or tooling of any kind. Let's see here. Good light source. This is a Performance Shop Light Plus. I believe it cost $30 for the light, and for the bulbs were $7, so $37. I built this whole bench. This wasn't a kit. This is just, you know, what I made.